Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. What you're about to hear isn't just teaching, it's a vibrational call. Thoth is not a myth of the past. He is a living consciousness, an intelligent field that manifests whenever someone awakens to the truth that light and matter are woven from the same fabric. If this video found you, it's not by chance. It means your energy field has entered resonance with an ancient memory, not from your brain, but from your DNA. You're not about to learn something new. You're about to remember what you've always known. In ancient texts, Thoth was the scribe of the gods, the architect of divine mind, the one who weighs souls by frequency. In the language of quantum physics, he represents the unified field of information, where everything that exists vibrates as both wave and particle. What the Egyptians called the creative word, the logos, science now calls coherent frequency, the ordered vibration that turns energy into form. The light body is the intelligent aspect of your own energy system. It's not a metaphor or mystical fantasy. It's a biological technology of consciousness, designed to translate luminous information into tangible reality. Your body is the laboratory, each cell a sensor of light, each emotion a command code. Research in biophotonics confirms that human DNA emits photons, particles of light carrying information, and those photons respond to the coherence of your emotional field. When you feel gratitude, love, or presence, the body emits more ordered light. When you vibrate in fear or distraction, that light becomes chaotic. Ancient spirituality and modern science are saying the same thing. Emotion is vibration, and vibration is the creative language. Before we move on, subscribe to this channel, not as an automatic gesture, but as a conscious act of resonance. Each subscription creates an echo in the collective field. This content expands not through algorithms, but through coherence. You subscribe, and the field grows stronger, because every awakened mind ignites hundreds of others. In the next few minutes, you'll walk with me through a journey of remembrance, from chaos to coherence, from dispersion to light. And by the end, you may realize that Thoth never spoke from outside. He has always spoken through you. Light has always been the language of creation, not just the light we see, but the one that vibrates inside matter, encoding information within every atom. The human body is a living antenna, an interface between dimensions. What the ancients called the light body is actually the conscious portion of your own electromagnetic field, the intelligent aspect that translates vibration into experience. Modern biology has begun to uncover traces of this forgotten technology. German physicist Fritz Albert Popp discovered that DNA emits biophotons, tiny particles of light that carry information between cells. These photons don't just illuminate, they organize. They form an inner luminous internet, coordinating cellular processes through frequency. In other words, your body is condensed light, communicating through coherent energy pulses. But Thoth encoded this understanding millennia ago. In the Emerald Tablets, he spoke of the body that travels between worlds, a vehicle of consciousness capable of vibrating beyond the laws of density. Today, quantum physics describes something similar. When particles enter superposition, they exist in multiple states simultaneously until consciousness, the observer, collapses them into a specific form. Thoth called it transmuting density into light. Science calls it wave function collapse. The phenomenon is the same, only the language differs. The light body is the natural mechanism that allows consciousness to travel between realities, not by leaving the physical body, but by expanding perception. It's activated not by belief, but by vibrational coherence. When the heart, brain, and solar plexus synchronize, the nervous system becomes a conductor of ordered light. The body begins to operate with less electrical resistance and greater harmonic flow. Energy moves. Awareness expands. Matter responds. In simple terms, the light body is your biology in its expanded, conscious mode. It's the human being in quantum mode. In that state, you don't merely react to the environment, you inform it. Your presence starts to reorganize the fields around you. People feel your energy before they hear your words. Situations shift. Synchronicities become language. There is nothing supernatural about this. Light is information. Emotion is the carrier. Consciousness is the encoder. When all three align, the human being becomes what Thoth always proclaimed, a transmitter of reality. Now, breathe. Not only with your lungs, breathe with your field. Notice the air entering, the subtle electricity running through your body, the invisible pulse that keeps you alive. Every breath is a reminder, light is moving within you. Thoth taught that the body is a temple of frequencies. Every emotion is a prayer, every thought a vibrational decree. And here is where many stumble. They try to ascend through the mind, but the path is through feeling. It's the heart that translates the language of the universe. It's the heart that gives light its form. Science calls this coherence. When the heart and brain synchronize, the entire body reorganizes. Brainwaves stabilize, the nervous system calms, and the electromagnetic field expands. That is the state in which the light body anchors. But coherence is not achieved. It is remembered. You were born with it. Sustained attention simply reawakens it. That's why the affirmations you record here, in the comments or in your personal journal, are more than words. They are vibrational codes. When you write, read, and repeat consciously, you create an energetic circuit that reprograms the mind and anchors a new timeline into your field. So when I invite you to comment, it's not for engagement. It's to feed the collective flow of consciousness. It's an exercise in anchoring. Daily repetition turns vibration into identity. So, if you wish to seal this understanding now, write, here, or for yourself. I consciously choose the frequency that creates my world. Repeat this phrase over the next few days, aloud or in silence. Let it become the soundtrack of your vibrational field. Because every time you speak it, the universe reorganizes its particles around that new coherence. And slowly, everything that doesn't resonate begins to dissolve, naturally, without effort. You are coding light. You are teaching your body to recognize the vibration of presence. That's how the light body is anchored, not by escaping density, but by mastering it. Coherence is true alchemy. It turns the lead of distraction into the gold of consciousness. And this is the moment when light begins to take form within you. From here, there is no return, only integration. There's one truth that science and mysticism are finally beginning to agree on. Reality is not something you observe, it's something you sustain. The universe responds to the quality of your attention. Matter bends before coherent consciousness. Quantum physics experiments, like the double-slit MAO, prove that the mere presence of an observer changes the behavior of particles. But what's rarely discussed is this. It's not physical sight that changes reality. It's the observer's state of presence. Attention is the golden thread of creation. It holds the field together. It gives shape to experience. Thoth called this the law of inner vision. All that is seen is created, he said. Perhaps that's why ancient priests trained for years to sustain the vision of light, not to see the invisible, but to sustain the vibration of the one who sees. When you hold your attention on something with a coherent heart, information stabilizes. Neuroscience calls this sustained attention with emotional coherence, a state in which the brain, heart, and nervous system align, creating a closed bioelectromagnetic circuit. In that circuit, Thought and emotion become energy and form. That is true manifestation. That is how light anchors into matter. So before we continue, if this message is echoing within you, if something deep inside recognizes this truth, click like now. Not out of habit, but as a conscious gesture of resonance. And if you still have hypes available this month, and you feel this message deserves to reach more people, send a hype now. Every action here isn't mere engagement, it's frequency amplification. You literally help this vibration spread across the planetary field. And now, I invite you to share. In the comments, write about a moment when you felt clearly in coherence. A time when reality seemed to respond to your inner state, a synchronicity, a revelation, a meeting that felt guided. Share that story. Each word you write becomes a luminous thread between us, a seed of vibration planted in the collective field. Remember, what you write, read, and share here is living information. It travels, it connects, it transforms. Together, we are anchoring a new language of light. And if you wish to seal this new stage of your expansion, write with presence and intention. My consciousness is the field where light learns to become form. This is your new affirmation of power, unique, modern, vibrationally aligned to this message. It activates the precise space between science and the sacred, where the observer doesn't control reality, but creates it through conscious presence. Repeat it over the coming days. Feel it in your cells. And notice, when you change the quality of your attention, the world changes the way it responds to you. Thoth once said, "The body is the ark that carries light. Only the one who inhabits it consciously can cross the veil." We've reached the point in our journey where theory becomes practice, where knowledge must descend into the body, to be felt, breathed, grounded. Find a comfortable position. Relax your jaw. Feel the base of your spine connecting to the ground or chair. Imagine that beneath you lies a living network of energy, the magnetic field of the earth, pulsing in slow, deep waves. With each breath, feel that field linking with your own. Now bring your attention to your heart. Don't picture a physical organ, but a radiant point of golden light pulsing in harmony. With each heartbeat, it sends waves of light through your chest. With each exhale, that light spreads through your entire body. You're not imagining this, you're remembering. This light is the original pattern of your biology. Neuroscience calls this state deep heart coherence. The ancients called it the dwelling of spirit. It's the same phenomenon. When the heart's field expands, it creates an ordered wave that moves through the body and connects you to the quantum field. You become a conscious node of light within the fabric of the universe. Now, imagine a column of light descending from above, translucent, dense, and subtle all at once. It enters through the crown of your head, flows down your spine, and anchors in the center of the earth. This is the anchoring circuit, the union of heaven and earth within you. Stay there for a few breaths. Feel the stillness deepen. Notice how silence gains weight, how your body seems to extend beyond the skin. You are anchoring the light body into physical reality, and there is no greater ritual than total presence. Now bring awareness back to your surroundings. See what's around you. Feel the texture of things, the light, the sound. You are here, and at the same time, everywhere. This is where the spiritual and the physical stop being opposites. This is where the divine becomes ordinary. Thoth called this the silent crossing. The moment when the initiate realizes that ascension is not movement, but condensed light. Enlightenment is not escape. It is conscious descent, light becoming flesh, and flesh remembering it is light. Stay in this inner space a little longer. You are becoming the temple of coherence itself. And when you open your eyes, remember, the practice does not end. It continues in every gesture, every word, every choice. Because true spirituality isn't what you believe. It's what you sustain when no one is watching. True anchoring doesn't happen in long meditations or mystical moments. It happens the moment you return to daily life and decide to act from consciousness. Anchoring the light body means holding coherence in traffic, during a difficult conversation, in the quiet moment of a decision. Thoth said, "Do not seek the temple in the stars, but in simple gestures." The sacred is not separate from the ordinary. It permeates it. Every glance, every word, every thought is a vibrational emission. You are constantly informing the field around you about who you are. Modern physics has recognized this. Studies of quantum entanglement show that particles separated by kilometers remain connected, reacting simultaneously. In the same way, every emotion you generate affects the collective field. You are a conscious particle within a web of global resonance. When you choose to vibrate harmoniously, your coherence tunes the world's frequency. People often ask, "How can I keep my vibration high in the midst of chaos?" The answer is simple and profound. Presence. Attention is your anchor. When you scatter, your field fragments. When you return to the present, your body emits ordered light again. Presence is the key that opens all dimensions. Thoth called it the art of walking between worlds. For the one who lives in coherence is not bound to the past nor projecting into the future. He exists in the exact point where time folds upon itself, the now. In this state, reality ceases to be a sequence of events and becomes a living conversation between consciousness and the universe. Want a simple proof? Notice what happens when you truly feel gratitude, not out of habit, but sincerely. Your body changes instantly. Heart rhythm stabilizes, brain waves shift, your electromagnetic field expands. It's measurable, it's physical, it's scientific. Gratitude is a vibrational reprogramming tool, the shortest bridge between the human and the divine. So from this day forward, use every situation as an opportunity to anchor light. When someone irritates you, don't run from the emotion, feel it, breathe, reorganize your vibration. When doubt arises, don't fight it, bring light into it. That is emotional alchemy, turning density into awareness. You don't need to live in endless meditation. You need to live in constant attention. The light body isn't activated only when you close your eyes. It's sustained when you keep them open, seeing the divine in everything that is. In the next few minutes, you'll understand why this matters, because every individual act of presence is shaping, in real time, the vibration of the planet. Everything you sustain in vibration becomes part of an invisible web, a field of consciousness that expands with every coherent thought, every aligned emotion, every conscious breath. This is the planetary field of light, formed by millions of beings who, like you, are remembering. For centuries, humanity believed spiritual evolution was an individual journey, a solitary path of seeking and purification. But Thoth teaches otherwise. Ascension is a collective phenomenon. No one awakens alone. When one human expands in consciousness, waves of resonance travel through Earth's quantum field, influencing the vibration of all others. Global resonance research has already detected measurable variations in the planet's electromagnetic field, synchronized with moments of shared emotion, meditation, and collective intention. The Earth feels, the Earth responds, and when thousands vibrate in coherence, the planet's energetic structure reorganizes. Thoth called this the unified heart of Gaia. Science now refers to it as the Schumann resonance, subtle pulses between the Earth and ionosphere that reflect the collective state of humanity. You are a cell within this living organism. Every thought of love, every conscious choice, is an electrical discharge in the body of the planet, a luminous signal that nourishes the field. That's why individual anchoring has planetary purpose. When you become coherent, you help stabilize the vibration of the whole. Imagine, for a moment, millions of hearts beating in sync, not by chance, but by intention. The collective heart field would become so coherent that light itself would shift in frequency around the earth. That's how a new civilization is born, not through conquest, but through resonance of consciousness. Thoth said that in times of transition, the stars bow to those who keep the heart silent, because true power lies not in force, but in sustained vibration. Those who remain centered amidst chaos are like beacons, stabilizing the field, maintaining harmonic order, guiding others through silent example. Have you ever noticed how one calm person can change the energy of an entire room? That's not metaphor, it's field physics. The coherence of one individual reorganizes incoherent frequencies nearby, like a tuning fork aligning scattered instruments. And the more conscious light a being sustains, the more they become a resonance node for the planet. This is Thoth's true call, not to create followers, but to remind each being of their power to generate order within chaos. You are part of a living web, and the earth is asking for your stable vibration, your conscious gaze, your active presence. The global awakening won't arrive through external revelation, but through inner sparks. Thousands of souls deciding right now to vibrate in coherence. Each spark is a new star in the constellation of human consciousness. So before we move to the final closing, bring your hands to your heart, breathe deeply, feel the pulse of the planet resonating with your own. It feels you. It responds, because you are Gaia remembering herself. There is a moment in every journey when knowledge turns into presence, when the mind quiets and the body knows. That is the moment you have just touched. You have crossed the portals of remembrance. You heard Thoth not as an outer voice, but as the consciousness that lives within your own field. You didn't receive information. You activated a frequency, and now that frequency travels with you. It begins to influence how you perceive, react, and decide. From this moment on, the light body is no longer a concept. It is an active function of your awakened biology. Remember, each time you hold your heart in silence, you stabilize worlds. Each time you choose awareness over reaction, the fabric of the planet changes hue. And when you radiate coherence, even without words, the earth recognizes it, she feels it, she responds. The ancients called this the return of the scribe, the moment when a human becomes the pen of the divine, writing light into matter. You are writing this new story now. Through every coherent thought, every conscious breath, every small act of presence. And humanity needs that more than ever. If this message touched something in you, click like now. Feel that, by doing so, you are feeding the global field of coherence. If this message resonated with you, share it. Help expand this field of awareness, because each awakened soul lights hundreds more. Leave your comment, your vibration, your testimony, not for engagement, but because your energy is part of this collective creation. And remember, the highest timeline is not a place in the future, it is a state of being available here and now. May you walk in peace, in clarity, and in love. Until the next awakening.